The ultimate long-term effect for a child who snores is likely going to be obstructive sleep apnea or something close to it. Obstructive sleep apnea has varying degrees of severity. And if you can see an adult who has obstructive sleep apnea and you could go back in time and predict what that child looked like 30 years earlier, if you have a 40-year-old and you wanted to know what they looked like when they were 10 years old or 5 years old, you would likely see a child who was a loud breather at night when they slept, or they snored when they slept. Snoring is a precursor to bigger and worse things. It's just an early sign that something is off, something's not right. So the ultimate long-term consequence for a child who snores is likely going to be a pretty bad sleep disorder breathing down the line when they're 30 or 40. And then extrapolating out from that, one of the big consequences of not sleeping well or having a breathing disorder at night while you sleep is typically a harder time avoiding chronic illness and ultimately a shorter lifespan. In the short term, one of the worst things that can happen for a child who snores is cognitive deficits or cognitive limits, so that you have a child academically who could have performed at a certain level had they been breathing well at night and being able to store the memories and the learning that they had done from the days and weeks before. And you're now short-circuiting that. You're making it harder for a child to develop and store those memories, short-term and long-term memories. And so there becomes a learning debt, a cognitive deficit, where they'll still have a smart kid, but they will not be able to perform at the same level that they could have had they not had this issue. And that is one of the reasons in the short term that we have to get snoring sorted out so fast with kids. It's such an important thing. It's massively important to get it squared away and fixed as fast as possible. Snoring is really bad in kids. In the short term, yes. In the long term, it's detrimental as well. But we have to do it as soon as possible. We have to get a hold of it as soon as possible and stop it.